That was $600,000.
600,000 over 5 years. That's amazing.
That's
Jim,
my neighborhood. It'll always be the Holly Center.
yeah.
Same
Jim,
as,
would you like to put your name on the Coldwater Arena?
Yeah, I think
Shouldn't be
Mr.
any
Bet-
longer than the one at Wasaga Beach.
I think Mr. Betchworth would probably be the better one for the Coldwater Ring. He's closer to it.
Okay.
I'm a farmer out standing in my field at Otis Park. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can do the Jim and John act.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, I'm sitting in council here in my old seat, and the seat still fits. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to tell lies in council, remember that.
Well, it fits. It fits.
Okay.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll have a moment of reflection, and I would ask that you remember those that are in the Ukraine, for all those that are suffering through what's happening over there. Thank you. Thank you. Disclosure of pecuniary interest. We have no public meetings, no presentations. Consent agenda. Does anyone want to pull anything on the consent agenda? Nothing? Okay, Madam Clerk, do we have a motion?
Thank you, Worship. We do. So the motion reads that the agenda be adopted, including consent items as circulated.
Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Stevens, second by Councillor Bettsworth. All in favor? That's carried. Reports from officials, non-adoption of the regular agenda. Madam Clerk?
I believe you just did that, Your Worship.
Oh, all right. So we'll move on to H1, reports from officials, planning and development, City of Orillia official plan review and update, support for request for the growth plan conformity, deadline extension to July 1st, 2024. Any discussion? Oh, Ms. Woodrow, good morning. Did you want to speak?
Good morning, Mayor Burkett. Yes, if I may, through you, I'll just add a couple of points. So the purpose of this report is to provide a background regarding the City of Orillia's municipal comprehensive review process and the extension that they have requested to the province for an additional 2 years to July 2024. The township should support this request as it ties to our official plan process, the Township of Oro-Medonte's official plan process, as well as the county's MCR. So the acknowledgement and request and support for the extension would be in the form of a letter to Minister Clark as appended. Thank you.
Thank you. Any discussion? Deputy Mayor Dunlop.
Through the mayor to Andrea, it says the city is engaged with both townships who are actively participating as key stakeholders. Are you actively participating, or have you been actively participating, or has it been a one-sided?
If I may, through you, Mayor Burkett, to Deputy Mayor Dunlop's question, certainly the city has reached out to us, made us aware of all of the different open houses and opportunities to participate, which we have, and they have reached out to us, continuously to keep us informed of that process. And perhaps the CAO may wish to add something to that.
Thank you, Madam CAO.
thank you. Sorry, my desk is falling apart. I would say we're participating by listening. At this point, we haven't participated in any other manner other than to come to the table and listen to what they have to say.
And so further to that, that's what I thought. I didn't think there was a lot of communication going back and forth. So yeah, I just wanted, when I read that, I'm like, really? Thank you.
Same here.
Councillor Bettsworth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to Jane. Jane, do we have any ear to the ground as to how this is going to be received at the province? Are they going to adopt or accept that?
So through the mayor to John, no, I have no idea what's going to happen. It's going to Minister Steve Clark, and he'll make up his mind.
Thank you.
But I would say with an election coming up, they're going to leave it.
Any further comments?
No,
Hey, Madam Clerk, do you have a motion?
wait and see.
Okay, the motion reads that planning report number P22-010 dated March 2nd, 2022, with respect to the City of Aurelia's request to the Honorable Steve Clark, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, for an extension to the growth plan conformity deadline to July 1st, 2024 be received. And further, that the mayor, on behalf of the council of the Township of Severn, be authorized to send a letter of support to Minister Clark regarding the City of Aurelia's extension request.
We're in a second. Moved by Councillor Cox, second by Councillor Stevens. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Administration H2.1, administration report number A22-010, re-land sale 3447 McClellan Road. Any discussion? Okay, we have a motion, Madam Clerk.
Certainly, the motion reads that administration report number A22-010 dated March 2nd, 2022 regarding land sale 3447 McClellan Road be received, and that part of South Crescent registered plan 1381 geographic township of North Aurelia, now in the Township of Severn, being part 1 on plan 51R 43352, be stopped up, closed, and declared surplus and sold to 3447 McClellan Road, and further that the required bylaw be brought forward immediately.
Thank you. Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Stevens, second by Councillor Bettesworth. All in favor? That is carried. No new business. General bylaws, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Motion reads that bylaws number 2022-10 to 2022-13 inclusive be and are hereby ready first, second, and third time and finally passed.
Councillor Taylor.
Yeah, with through the mayor to Allison, J1 2022-10, the noise bylaw, looking at the set fines there. So what's the timetable? Like, when can this be in effect? When can they be charged? And how does it work for repeat offenders? Like, how does does it ratchet up? That I know they can go up to $100,000 on one of them. So that's two questions I've got there.
Madam Clerk.
Through you, Mr. Chair. So the bylaw itself will come into effect immediately. These set fines will probably take 3 to 4 weeks to get approved through the Ministry of the Attorney General. So we'll have them approved before the end of March. And as soon as they're approved, we can start issuing tickets. So, and if I think I missed part of your question there, my apologies.
Well,
Councillor Taylor.
well, just the other question. So the repeat offenders, and then how do we make sure everyone knows that this is in effect, that the neighbors can, if there's something's going on, that there's a recourse there. So that's the two asks I've got there.
Thank you. So through your worship, so with respect to repeat offenders, we have the set fines that are being proposed. So we would lay additional ones. If it becomes seriously problematic, then we can apply to the courts to have a different fine issued, which is where that other section comes into effect of up to a certain amount.
Right.
So that's where that piece can come into play. We just have to make a separate application to get a different fine approved, which doesn't take too long. It's administrative, but it just means we don't have it right in the ticket book ready to go. And for a public awareness and how do we make the neighbors aware, the communications officer and myself have been working on updates to the township website to get information up there on the proposed new noise bylaw and short-term rentals to have a dedicated section. So there's information up there. And then at some point shortly, we will also be doing a bit of a news release to get the word out that will go out on our social media and any communication lines that we do have. So we're going to try every avenue we have. We're also hoping to put it in the tax bill and things like that as well.
Through the mayor, thank you very much.
Do you have any further comments? Okay, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. So again, the motion reads that bylaws number 2022-10 to 2022-13 inclusive be and are hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed.
Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor McIntyre, second by Councillor Stevens. All in favor? That's carried. Announcements. I think Deputy Mayor Dunlop, did you want to speak?
Thank you, Mayor, for allowing me to say a few words in support of Ukraine this morning. Listening to the news about this horrendous war in Ukraine, I felt powerless. Then I started to hear about our neighbors and also family members, and even our own Councillor Taylor's sister-in-law is Ukrainian, and I know they're quite concerned. I asked the mayor, and I also asked the warden last week if we could do something to show our support by wearing our colors today, and I thank all the members that have done that. And I've asked to fly the Ukrainian flag. I think they're back ordered, but we'll get one as soon as possible. We have Ukrainians right here in our township that need to know that we are supporting them. I know we have a neighbor that adopted a son there about 20 years ago. He was 5 years old out of an orphanage, and they just found his brother before Christmas. The last contact they've had with him was February the 2nd. They have no idea where he is. In 2022, no superpower should be allowed to destroy families, historical buildings, and countries. Clearly, the opposition against Russia is gaining momentum daily. The federal government will match donations made through the Canadian Red Cross. Please show your support, no matter how small it may be. Hopefully, this war will end quickly. Thank you again to the members that are showing support by wearing your colors today. Thank you.
You're here.
Thank you. Very well done. This morning, if you watched on the news, just so sad, the families that are being separated. The men are coming back, taking their families to the border on Poland, people standing out in the cold. It's just heart-wrenching to witness what's going on. Awful. Any other announcements? Just have one. I hope that everyone will show up at Otis Park at 4:30 this Saturday to watch me go in the Coldwater again.
Mark?
Anybody else?
You're a brave man, Mayor.
There was no choice about it. It was.
Can we give you a donation at the site?
Yes.
You can. I have a sheet. I do have a sheet that you can donate if anyone would like to donate.
I'll do it there, Mike, or Mayor.
Councillor Cox.
Yep, and I'm also doing it. I'm also doing the plunge this year again.
Okay. Okay, we have no closed sessions. Confirmation bylaw, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. So the motion reads that bylaw number 2022-14 being is hereby read a first, second, third time and finally passed.
Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Deputy Mayor Dunlop, second by Councillor Stevens. All in favor? That is carried. So I forgot to mention before we adjourn that the splash this weekend at Otis Park is to support mental health. I think it's a great cause. Anyways, adjournment, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. A motion reads that this meeting being is hereby now adjourned at 9:12 a.m.
Mover and a seconder. Moved by Councillor Stevens, second by Councillor Bettesworth. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. That was 12 minutes.